What's up, fellow lords of gaming, and welcome back to the channel. So we're jumping in with some more solo leveling Arise content. Today what I want to do is take a look at the cash shop and give you guys a detailed explanation of the goods, the bads, and the uglies. So let's take a look. All right, so first off, we're going to start out with the item shop that they basically have available here. So let's take a look inside like your normal rate ups that you basically have. These are going to be limited time banner events. We are fairly accustomed to those. We've got 4 days left on Silvermane Bak Yun-Hu. So if you want to jump in there and get him, then you can. And then we also got Cha Hae-in, who's the premier limited rate up. So what I want to take a look at specifically here, though, is the rate info. So you can see we're basically at like a 0.6% chance inside of here to basically get those characters. It's not like the best. I'm pretty sure we've seen ones before where they were like 0.8% maybe or something like that, or even 1% rate up in terms of basically being able to acquire the characters. You know, so the numbers are fairly low. Like I've noticed in general about pulling these that we're getting probably more like weapons than we are just about anything, even though the rate seems lower for the weapons. Definitely a lot of SRs, but there is a pity system in the game, so that way every 80 pulls you are guaranteed an SSSR. I've had fairly decent luck with mine, to be perfectly honest. Like you can look at your draw history and you can see what you've basically got over the course of time for all of your individual pulls. You can see it's been a lot of SRs. I did get Silvermane Bak Yun-Hu. I don't know if I'm saying those names right now. I apologize. Lee Bora was one of those, but you can see by and large there's been definitely a lot of SR draw pulls, and the limited rate ups have been about just when I get those 80 pulls. That's about when I'm getting those characters in there. Now, to be perfectly honest with you, the character pulls in here are going to be largely dependent on your type of play style and what you like to see in terms of those. My 100% honest opinion about some of the characters is they feel very lacking in terms of power. They look all amazing. Cha Hae-in is definitely worth a pull for sure, to basically get her. She's got 18 days left and she's got an event, so that way you can get her sword from that event as well. I don't necessarily even mind the limited rate ticket supply here. So you can see basically purchasing one ticket is about the equivalency of 2,500, or excuse me, 250 essences. So essentially it's about I didn't mean to go 11. It's about 2,500 to 3,000 basically crystals to get 10. You can see the numbers basically jump up in terms of cost as you level them up. So it's 250 to start, then it's 500 to get to the next one, 750. Like you can start to see here, right, like what the numbers are basically looking at. Now, I would say that, you know, you basically have a 1-to-1 crystal value. So you're basically looking at a dollar to dollar ratio in terms of essence to crystals. So it can get pretty expensive in terms of like what the limited rate ups are. They do give you fairly plenty of limited rate ups through the events and through some of the other ways. But I think I prefer the custom pulls, to be perfectly honest with you. Some of the custom pull characters are absolutely phenomenal. Like if you were to look at some of the recommended list on here, I think from a lot of content creators, I would definitely say looking at I can't remember her name, how to pronounce her name, Yeosu, what the hell is this chick's name? Seo Jiwoo. Yeah, there you go. I can't pronounce these people's names, but she's definitely at the top of a lot of people's lists towards the end game. I wouldn't necessarily, to be honest with you, I wouldn't necessarily say you need her in the early game. I definitely don't think you need her in the early game, to be perfectly 100% honest. I think Emma has far more usage in the early game than she does, especially because Emma has a lot of AoE attacks. So when you're playing like the side chapters and stuff like that and you level her up, she's fairly good at just dismantling content. I haven't gotten Min yet, but I have watched a lot of gameplay on him to have like the buff and the heal support. And to be perfectly honest, I think where this comes into play the most is going to be dependent upon your playstyle. So like for instance, Emma also is a break character. A lot of her skills provide breaks, so she's really good there. So does Seo Ji-woo. But Min will also be representing like a healer, and you have a lot of missions where you have to stay above a certain health option, so he's really good inside that in that capacity. So yeah, I think he's good, but you don't necessarily need him. In terms of weapons, highly suggest the weapons that you focus on are going to be this one right here, the tome. Whatever the hell that is, it basically freezes enemies in place and is really great at that. So like it helps you like get a head start on the combat and just like melt down bosses because they can't move, so it's really good control. I haven't unlocked the Bloom sword yet, but I prefer right now at the moment the Moonlight swords. They're really cool in terms of their abilities, but maybe when I get this it'll be different, we'll see. But overall I think this as well is really good. The rate ups are about the same in terms of what you're looking at. You can see here is about 1.15% in terms of getting those, so definitely higher rate ups on terms of getting them because of the like you get to choose the rate ups inside there. And then you can see 0.05 for the normal rate up, and yeah, it's 0.05 throughout. I do like this system here because they provide enough of these for you to just keep pulling and get these characters. And funny enough, if you notice inside here, Choi Jong-in is available inside of here as well. I think this was like a limited rate up for characters to get inside the banners when they were playing in the early release. I was lucky enough, I got him. Not necessarily a fan of the character, but I like the character in the anime, but not necessarily a fan of the way he plays. He plays very static, like, you know, like I don't know, it's something about him. It's just not really like my cup of tea. But anyways, so those are the rate up events that they basically have inside the shop. I don't think these rate ups are necessarily bad. I think it's probably one of the better systems inside the game, to be honest with you. You have a number of other things basically to run for you as well, and that's specifically like your passes. So they have like the daily growth support event, and the support basically runs 31 days. It's like $6.99, $7.99, and you essentially are getting special sweeps that are available for A rank or higher gates. So like you're just basically allowed to just clear those gates, which is really good if you just need the time crunch, but not necessarily needed overall. You get 5 free special gate sweeps daily as well. To just skip, you get 30% more gate mission rewards. To be honest with you, gold is probably one of the biggest hurdles and blocks into the game, so getting those gate rewards is really good. You also get 30% more on the activity fund. They gave everybody this as a 3-day thing. I feel like this activity fund is an absolute necessity inside the game. I've hit plenty of roadblocks where I've used that activity fund to basically get me over the cap for XP, so it's a really good thing. The special activity funds is basically unlocked for you with this, and then you get the 30% more. You also get more instance and dungeon encore mission multiplayer support inside there. I haven't really necessarily seen the benefit of that one just yet, but this allows you to get artifacts and things like that, so it's probably necessity. And then you can see over here you also have the daily essence stone support, which is basically just going to net you the chance at getting these boxes, which is going to enable you to unlock hopefully any of Sun Jin-woo's. I haven't done it at all I've gotten from it was essence stones. I hate to say it like that, it's not all I've gotten, but it's all I've gotten from there. And then you'll notice that you'll basically get some essence stones daily as well, so ultimately not a bad thing. You can extend these as well for cheaper if you extend them within the time period, so not a bad one. $4.99, $6.99, $6.99, $7.99. These are not bad prices. Basically look at it as a monthly pass. They do have one that I can't show you that's hidden, and it's a $9.99 one that is not a battle pass, but is another monthly pass. And what that one does is it gives you daily like special rewards, but it doesn't tell you what the daily special rewards are. So like for instance, one of the special rewards that I got from it was a 50% discount coupon, and so it was a 50% discount coupon on whatever the hell I want to purchase in the store. Not a bad thing overall. I I would love to say that I could tell you what the rewards necessarily were. Something else that it does give you also access to is the special activity fund. So every 24 hours, you're basically going to be able to get, you can see here, there's like a 30% more special activity fund, but it's going to give you special funds inside here. So those special funds are basically unlocked, and you get those, like, it's basically, look at it as every 24 hours, whatever, you're going to basically get a 6 hour plus kind of window for those, a worth of XP a day. So just another way to get more of these low tier monocrystals and some of the other items inside there. Not a bad thing overall. Like I said, those are basically like battle pass items that you're looking at, and so across the board, $7.99, $6.99, and then probably like the $9.99. So you're in that framework of like what some battle passes basically cost us inside of a lot of games, of about $20 to $25 when they look at those. So it basically depends on what you see. So you can see here, this is daily essence stone support. Now, I've not gotten anything of note, like I said, out of this outside of the essence stones. Like, I don't even know why these rune fragments are in there, but they're not bad because you can basically unlock runes from them. To be perfectly honest, I don't know that I necessarily say you need this one, to be perfectly honest, but this one, yeah, you definitely need this, and you're definitely going to need Sun Jingwoo's weapons, so the chance at getting, you know, one of them every 30 days or so, not a bad idea. Now, not gonna lie to you guys, I have not been free to play on this game at all. I'm too much of a shill and a fan for these, but I want to go over quickly. The diamond is what you're largely purchasing in the game. And so here you can see some of the prices on what the diamonds are going to cost you. So let's look at just the base level price, because I always like to do in my videos whether or not the value of what you're putting into the game is the value of what you're getting out. And if you had to look at it like an economy or a market, I wouldn't want to see the number of diamonds I'm getting versus the dollar amount that I'm spending to be lower than what my dollar value is, because then that's basically saying that my dollar is worth less than the in-game currency. So here you can see for a dollar, I'm getting 110 diamonds, right? So that's essentially what you're looking at, right? And it's basically telling you that your dollar is worth a lot, or at least more. The exchange rate on your currency is worth a lot. So I like that system already to go. And like I said, the translation from, you know, that diamond currency that you're basically paying to the in-game currency of Essence is 1-to-1. So it's basically $1 for each of these, you know, 110 or so diamonds, or 110 so of the essence stones. So that's a good thing. They also have the bonus ups inside of here, like the 1+1 event. So you can see basically over here, 69 dollars or $70 is basically netting you 87. So it's basically like 70 of my dollars is worth 87 of the in-game currency inside the game. So that's like a good thing in my opinion. Now, the way to basically manage that out to see whether or not you're really getting the value of those items is to then compare what you're actually paying for in-game items versus your in-game currency. Marvel Future Revolution did a terrible job at this, and I complained about it and said why it was so ugly inside the shop at writ large, because it was terrible. The prices were not on a level that was going to incentivize players to get. Like, I hate to say this, but if you want players to play, what you need to do is basically put those values on a level where you can nickel and dime the player base, so that way they feel like they're getting the value of their dollar, versus throwing out numbers like $50, $100 the way Marvel Future Revolution did. You're just going to fall flat at that, because I don't have any incentive to basically say I want to spend $49.99 and then don't have the value basically inside there. So you look and you'll notice like some of the crystals, right? So for instance, this is where you're going to start evaluating how those diamonds are spent basically in game. So here you can see basically for 3,900 crystals, or like it's easy to say now at this point, or about 3,600, something like that, $36. That's what they're evaluating some of their items to be at for like the white tiger soul and stuff like that, hunter weapons. Now here goes the truth of the matter. You don't need to purchase these things. 100% truth. I found that out. You can actually craft these items, the hunter specific items inside the craft shop in the game. You do need to acquire items like the hunter design weapons and stuff like that, which you can do. So like for instance, notice the Howling White Tiger Soul is here. Obviously, unless you pull on that version of Bak Yoon, then you don't need this. So like I wouldn't purchase this at all. But then we got like the Hunter starter pack. You can see here for $6.99, they're essentially going to give you the crystals, right? So that's $7.40. So you're already getting the crystal value worth, and then you're getting 10 of the rate up draw tickets inside there for $6.99. This becomes a way to entice players to spend money, because I'm looking at the value of this, and I have to say, like, I'm going to get 10 summons at Chai Heian for free, and then I'm also going to basically get diamonds that I can then use in something else. So these are really good value packs inside here. The premium Hunter starter pack is pretty much the same thing, $9.99 to get the the diamonds, and then, you know, the 20 additional draws. This is not a bad value inside of the starter packs basically to get them. Now we look over here at some of the items that are basically in the shop for crystals as well, and you can see here these are going to be like the monthly purchases of about 4,000 diamonds to net you 20 of these custom draw tickets. I wouldn't say that this one innately has any value in it, because you're given so many of these custom draw tickets for just grinding out events. So I would like avoid this, to be perfectly honest with you. There's a daily special support that's given for free, and there's a special supply that's from the event that's also given for free if you have that. And then you can see here we are with the Hunter exclusive. So like I said, you need these Hunter exclusive weapon designs. You can see you can get them from managing your weapons, like what do you call them, just fracturing them or whatever. You can get them from the material weapons exchange shop, and you can get them from playing Battlefield Time. So this is more dependent upon like how many hunters you want to level up. You should focus in on like 3 to 4 hunters that you really like and need, and then get those weapons and try to get them leveled up, instead of like, this is going to be wailing out basically here. Like, I'm just trying to put weapons on every fucking body, you know what I mean? Do you need to do that? So far I haven't noticed that need. They've got rune blessing stone packs, so you can see here for 600 crystals you can basically purchase 600 diamonds, excuse me, you can purchase these runes. These runes are really important because what they do is they enable you to unlock skills and put these items on your skills, so that way you know, you can basically augment those skills. Kind of important. You see that it's a weekly one here. You're also going to get these lower tier monocrystals, and those lower tier monocrystals are you know, you're needed to level up artifacts and things like that as well. I think it's artifacts. What is it? No, it wasn't. It was crafting. Excuse me. It was crafting materials. These blessing stuff, I haven't unlocked the blessings at all, but they essentially work out the same exact way as the other runes, your epic runes and stuff like that in here. So I would really say, if you were gonna, like, you can see this one's $21.99, so it jumps up to actual cost. So if you were to basically say, here I'm only getting 2 of these boxes for 600 crystals, over here I'm gonna get 1. The bad part is, you know, I have the the ability not to get what I want to get. So yeah, it's there. I haven't purchased any of those yet. I don't really see the necessity inside those. Then we get the growth support inside of here. This is basically a 12-hour dip of the activity funds for goals. You basically are going to obtain 12 hours of it. It's 500 essence crystals. Yeah, you know, up to you. It's really up to you. 450 crystals over here for the chance to get a weapon for Sun Jin Yu. And then over here, you can see the 2 times weekly. I think this one has more value because you're getting keys for Encore and instance dungeons. But then you're also getting these items, which are really important because the gate lock on enhancing artifacts requires that you then step up to these artifact enhancement chips. And you can get these, but they don't seem to drop very frequently from the gates. You can craft them as well. You need those other items to do so, and you get it from the bonus and the grow support box inside there. So I to be honest with you, I think these have more value. A lot of people, the problem is that they're going to try to run into just basically farming these items, and it's not a good idea. The costume pack for Chai Heian, I don't really find a necessity to purchase this costume pack because it's dependent on whether or not you actually like this costume, and it's just not something I want to see Chai in. I prefer her other costume in. So when you're trying to purchase this, you know it's $21.99, so that's the cost of the costume, because you saw you can get the 10 freaking whatchamacallits in another place for free. Now what you can't get is the you know, the Hunter exclusive weapon designs and then the special icons for the profile and the border. But To me, those are cosmetics. So what you're really paying for is the 2 items here, and you're trying to evaluate those. And you know, the evaluation is basically on players there. The step up relay events, these were really good items, to be perfectly honest with you. 160 custom draw tickets were available for basically purchases $7.99. This was at like $23.99. This was like $35, and then this was just like 500 crystals, and you got 160 of those custom draw tickets along with these rune fragments, gold and stuff like that, which was highly reasonable to basically get up to that level where you basically have those. The same thing happened for the step up summons inside here. It was how I unlocked Chai-Hei-In. They have the level ups in here available for crystals as well. So as you level up through the game, you're basically able to purchase these for crystals, 300, 900, 2000 crystals. The items inside here. So at the first level, this is just going to help you with your weapon enhancements. And this is going to help you over here with designing to limit break weapons. Like I said, there's a lot of gates put on items in these games. So these specifically, those enhancement chips are needed. And then you can see over here, there's going to be a gate again on trying to level up your skills, and basically you're going to need these 2nd level scrolls. And you can see here you're going to have to play red gates, which are hard to rescan for and get. You're not sure when you're going to get those basically, and sometimes the red gates unlock as you complete other gates to basically do them. So you can see these at varying levels. I think the most that you have is these artifact enhancement chips. Trust me, you're gonna need those, man. You're gonna need those. But not bad purchases overall. So you can see here, you'll get at reaching level 40, you'll get this one for free, which is a good thing. They didn't have the double up event that's going on right here. So you can see at level 30 is when it's going to unlock. And so for $6.99, you're basically going to double up on some crystal purchases. And then over here, $12.99, you'll double up on some crystal purchase at level 35. I'm expecting this to probably continue as he levels up to level 80. But it's a good event overall. So then we have the common like battle pass story clear pack things that we've seen. And you can see here, I'm getting about 65 custom draw tickets for about $21.99. And along with that, I'm getting a litany of gold basically in here. So it's going to unlock for every chapter as you basically go through, and you're going to basically pay for those. Now it's weird because you see over here you get to $35.99 for the story clear pack number 2, but it's less missions basically to clear over here. And so you're basically getting 47 less than the custom draw that you're getting from the story pack number 1, because it was 65 over here, and you had to clear a lot more of the earlier missions, but 65 here I'm getting 47. And so the weighted value is basically here in this item, the lucky skill rune chest. Now this is going to be a wait for you because you know you might not get that epic rune, and so I don't necessarily find that of value, to be honest with you. The $35.99 doesn't hit for me. It just doesn't. Like, truthfully, it's like basically gambling to gamble on those items. BOL to do those. And then you can see here hard mode. They also have the hard mode clear pack, and so we'll probably get the hard mode story pack as well. This one's up. You can see it's less the 60 custom draw tickets, but you basically get more boxes to basically get the chance at those lucky skill runes. Like I said, I don't see myself purchasing these just because like the custom draw tickets sound nice and all, but yeah, no, like this is wailing to the extreme for me. Even for me, it's wailing to the extreme. So then we've got the battle missions as well. So you can basically purchase this one for $35.99, and you've got the battle mission achievement pack number 2 for $35.99. Same price, 42 custom draw tickets, 42 custom draw tickets. I don't know why they didn't do the same thing that they did in the story as they did here, but basically just for completing enough missions, I'm going to get that $35.99, and I'm going to get these items. And you notice that I basically get items to draw from here, but I'm also getting 42 custom draw tickets. By comparison to this, when I look at over here and I go story clear pack number 2, I'm getting 47 custom draw tickets with just the options to get here. Here inside battle missions, I'm gonna get 42, so 5 less draw tickets than this one, and I'm also getting chance at these items. And if I don't get these items, I'm still getting essences and I'm still getting keys. So to me, this is a far better pack to purchase than the story missions. The same thing for battle missions number 2, because yeah, I'm gonna complete these missions overall, and that's how I'm getting these. The challenge level missions inside of here, the battle tier pack inside there's 6,000 crystals. So this becomes, or 6,000 diamonds. I'm sorry, I keep saying crystals. And this one, basically, you can see here, I'm going to get 45 custom draws, a little high because remember now I'm doing the same value to value dollar ratio. So we're looking at probably about, you know, 4,500, maybe like 50, let's say $5,000, or not $5,000, $50 basically, because you know my dollar value is a little bit lower, so saying roughly about 10. So here you're getting 45 custom draw tickets, and then you're getting some of the chance at the same skill rune chest, and then the same thing for the blessing stones as well. I don't know, like, to be perfectly honest, I'm guaranteed to get this one at the top levels, but just didn't hit for me really overall. The bonus pack, highly suggest that you go inside the bonus pack. They have these 2.99 purchase ones. You get a daily free one every day, and then they have the daily basic growth, that's going to net you some extra keys for the gate keys, and then they have the daily draw ticket where you're going to get one ticket, and then these lower tier mana crystals we can use for crafting. Each of those are 99 cents. So if you figure out that you're just making those two purchases of $2 every day, then you can basically surmise that, like, within, you know, $2 a day will net you at some point, especially if you're having a hard time getting Seo Jiwoo, I think it is. And you'll also be able to unlock the Bloom Sun Jinwoo's plume flavor. So you can see why, like, I hate when I see stuff like this sometimes, because you can see why I'm in here like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna unlock this thing, but you put it inside here in another shop, so I know the rates, or at least my mind goes to the rates that are inside the custom shop are gonna probably be lesser for these characters. I don't know, that's just the way I feel, but you guys let me know. The other packs in here though, I feel like they're really nicely priced, so you can purchase these a number of times. Obviously this is a great way for whales to whale. The whales you gotta have methods for whales to whale, otherwise you don't have a game to play as a free-to-play player. So understand that. Don't bitch about the whales. They have to be here purchasing items in the shop. The great thing about this is largely PvE anyway, so just be happy that there's a way for whales to basically purchase. So like here, for instance, you can see that's for $6.99 you can get these 50 artifact enhancements. They're going to be needed, truly, trust me. And then over here you can see like the rune crafting events. This one less so, just because it's not, to me, wasn't a lot of value in that one. And then you've got the $19.99 one for basically having the 15. I wish they would just make this the 20 instead of 15, but you know, I know what they're doing there. I wouldn't purchase these, but the 2 packs that were inside there, yeah, man, go ahead and purchase those. So then lastly, that's it that we basically have for actual item purchases. And then we have the exchange shop that basically in the game. So as you make draws in the game, you will unlock these items here where it's like platinum commemorative coins, right? And you can see that these are available when you draw. So you get them for drawing successfully on those SSRs and things like that or whatever. And then you get these items here, the commemorative ones, the Hunter Association used to purchase items at the exchange shop. So I like this because there's value essentially in when you draw outside of what you just see from the ticket. So this is really, really great. I don't think I've seen this in any other game that I've played, but I really like it. It's basically like a background plus up system for drawing. Like, it's almost like when Marvel Future Fight does their crystal events, right? And they do like their boards. So I spend money, and as I'm spending money, I am getting other items. So you see here, I had like a whole litany of these, and I used them to do the rate summon tickets, because you can purchase the rate summon tickets with these, and you can purchase the come and draw tickets with these. But you can see here, I've got a list of commemorative things, and I can purchase items that are going to be necessary for me to like level up my characters. So it's like upgraded materials inside of here, gold, skill scroll upgrades. So these are really good to have in place, because now I at least feel like I'm getting something else for that money. The same thing down here is they have these weapon materials exchange. You get these from basically salvaging weapons. I haven't chosen to salvage any weapons just yet, because I don't know which weapons I do and don't need, but it's a good shop to basically have inside here. So like, you know, as you basically, like, realistically, there's no reason to use R weapons, right? Use SR weapons and you're good to go. But SR or above, so you can salvage probably most of the R-rated weapons and basically go down. And then we've got a monocrystal exchange inside the shop as well. So this is another good one. You can see here these monocrystals, you can get them from mining basically. So this is a good reason to mine and have that plus up from those other events. And basically from mining, I'm basically able to unlock things like, you know, extra encore missions, instant dungeon keys. I think this is where the majority of players should be utilizing those, or getting these extra items over here. The melding cube chests, these are really needed as well, so use those on that item as well. And then yeah, you know, like these are good. I think overall it'll reset daily as well, so just pay attention to those. It's a real good reason for you to basically be farming and mining. So that's overall my vision of the shop. I will say that there are a lot of systems in this game that basically put time gates on you, so that way you're stopped in progress, so it brings you back to the shop in terms of like, oh, I want that next level progress. It's not a necessity. You can grind out most of the things. I think that they did a great job with the cash shop here, and this should be a lesson basically to like why Marvel Future Revolution died. The content was terrible, right, in terms of where they were progressing the story, and then the management of the characters was pretty bad there too. But I think the overwhelming piece of why Marvel Future Revolution, which was developed by Netmarble as well, failed was because of the cash shop. I noticed that there are very few places in here where I actually see dollar values that say $39.99, $49.99, $59.99, that kind of thing, right? You don't see that many of those where the dollar signs exist. Notice where they hid the dollar signs. They hid the dollar signs at those high values behind the diamonds. $39 basically, or like $35 basically right here, right? It's still there. It's almost a one-to-one value. It's still there, but they hid it. They hid it. They did well in terms of being like, well, yeah, this is going to cost you 3,900 diamonds, and you have to do the math in your head to be like, well, 3,900 diamonds, well, that's this, right? But then I can come over here and I can be like, well, I'm purchasing for $9.99 this 1,120 diamonds. So I get it, right? Now I can multiply and extract. That's still $30 basically inside here, like $34, $35 that's inside here. And they hid the cost. They did well in that, but they did well in making you feel like what I was spending my dollar in, I was getting something back for it. Good job, guys. I can't complain. Cash shop, you guys did well, and it's definitely there for players like myself, mini whales and whales, to basically spin and keep your game running. I'm dying to see after a month what the shop values look like, but I think they did well. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the breakdown. Please ask me additional questions. I have purchased things inside the shop. I didn't play stay free to play on the game. I was intending to, but I'm a shield for solo leveling. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Until next time, guys, hit that like and subscribe button. Peace.